Hello students, this is Kanika. Welcome to my channel Prep Biology. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the fertilization process. So we know that in females the ovary release the ovum, and in males the testis release the sperms. Okay, now it's time to fuse the sperm with the ovum. That process is called the fertilization process. Okay, so this is the structure of female reproductive system. Okay, and we know that the female reproductive system, the ovary, here the ovary is present and ovary release the ovum. Okay, and in the males the testis release the sperms. Okay, these are the sperms. Now during the coitus or during the copulation, means during the intercourse time, the semen, what is semen? Semen is the, if we see the composition of the semen is the combination of sperms and seminal plasma. Okay, so the semen contains the sperms and the seminal plasma. What is seminal plasma? We have discussed earlier that it is a fluid. It is a fluid that is secreted by different glands like prostate gland, seminal vesicle, and the bulbourethral gland. Okay, and the bulbourethral gland. So the semen contains the sperms and the seminal plasma. Seminal plasma is basically a fluid which is secreted by different glands of male, that is bulbourethral, prostate glands and seminal vesicles, which is rich in enzymes, zinc, calcium and different sugars like fructose, galactose, etc. Okay, so this is the composition of the semen. Now the semen contains, we know that the semen contains sperms also. Okay, now during the intercourse time, during the copulation, the semen enters or pass through the cervix and enters into the uterus part. Okay, so the release of the semen from penis to the vagina of the female, that process is called the insemination. This is very, very important. What is insemination? The release of the semen from the penis of the male to the vagina of the female, that process is called the insemination. I hope this term is clear to you all. Now, through the cervix, the different sperms enter into the uterus part. This is the body of the uterus, and they enter into the uterus part. Now, from the uterus, it will move towards the fallopian tube. This is the fallopian tube. Okay, so cervix, pass through the cervix and it will move to the uterus. Okay, and from the uterus it will move to the fallopian tube and enters into the ampulla region or ampullary region of the fallopian tube. We know that the fallopian tube contains the isthmus, ampulla and infundibulum. Okay, so these are the parts of the fallopian tube. But the semen enters into which region? That is the ampullary region or ampulla. Okay, so the fertilization, this is important, the fertilization takes place in the ampulla region of the fallopian tube. This is very, very important. Sometimes you have asked that in which part of the fallopian tube fertilization takes place. Your answer will be the ampulla region or ampullary region. Ampullary region. Okay. So now these sperms, if you see this, these sperms enters into the ampullary region. If this is the sperm, and it will enter into the ampulla region. Now what happens? The ovary releases the ovum. This is the ovum, and releases the ovum to the ampullary region, and the sperms are also transported to the ampullary region when, this is important, when they both, sperms and the ovum both transported simultaneously in the ampullar region, then fertilization takes place. Then fertilization takes place. Okay. So this is important. When the ovum and the sperms, they transported simultaneously in the ampullar region of the fallopian tube, then fertilization takes place. That's why in each coitus, in each copulation, okay, in every copulation, or the in every coitus condition, this is not 100% guaranteed that the fertilization happens. Okay, if they are not simultaneously transported to the ampulla region, then fertilization do not takes place. Okay, so every coitus does not means that the fertilization, that it leads to the fertilization or pregnancy. Okay, so that is the reason that the every copulation or the coitus or the intercourse, the fertilization happen. Okay, this is not 100% sure. Okay, so when, in which condition fertilization or pregnancy, it leads to pregnancy? When the sperms and the ovums simultaneously transported to the ampulla region, and then there are the 100% chances of the fusion between both of them, that leads to fertilization and then leads to the pregnancy. Okay, so this is important. The fertilization, what is fertilization? It is the fusion of the sperms with an ovum is called the fertilization. And in which part of the fallopian tube fertilization takes place? It is the ampulla part, that is the ampullary region of the fallopian tube, in which the fertilization, in which the fusion of the sperms and ovums take place. I hope this is clear to you all. Now let's discuss how fertilization happens in brief. Okay, so this is the structure of the ovum. Okay, this is the structure of the ovum, and if we see the structure of the ovum, the outermost irregularly arranged follicular cells layer, that layer is called the corona radiata. The outermost layer of the ovum, that is the corona radiata, which is made up of follicular cells, okay, or follicle cells. Now inner to corona radiata, we have a thick covering. Okay, we have a thick covering that is called the zona pellucida, which is also called the jelly coat. Okay, zona pellucida is also called the jelly coat. Now inner to the zona pellucida, we have a vacant space. Okay, that space is called the perivitelline space. Inner to perivitelline space, we have a membrane that is called the perivitelline membrane or plasma membrane. Inner to the plasma membrane, we have the ovum inside it that contains the nucleus. Okay, so this is the structure of the ovum. Now let's discuss how sperm, these are the sperms, how the sperm penetrate all the layers of the ovum and enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum and fuse the nucleus. Okay, so what happens is, if we see, what happens is, when the penetration begins, penetration of the sperm begins, okay, when the sperms are starts penetrating the wall, the outermost wall, that is the corona radiata of the ovum, then what happens inside the ovum? So we know that the secondary oocyte site is formed from the primary oocyte. What happens is when penetration begins, the secondary oocyte is changes into the ovum and second polar body. Okay, the second meiosis takes place and it will complete the meiotic division inside the secondary oocyte and formation of the ovum and second polar body takes place. When it happens? When the penetration begins. Now we have the nucleus of the ovum and the second polar body is present inside it. Penetration begins. First, the sperms will pass the corona radiata. Now, after the corona radiata, we have which layer? We have the zona pellucida, that is a jelly pot. This is a zona pellucida layer which is difficult to penetrate by the sperms. So what happens is the multiple sperms passes the corona radiata, but when it reaches the zona pellucida, most of the sperms degenerate. Okay, the mobility of the sperms becomes decreased when it reaches to the zona pellucida layer. Okay, so what happens? It is the most difficult layer to penetrate by the sperms. What happens? In the zona pellucida, the acrosomal reactions takes place. Acrosomal reaction take place. We know that if we see the structure of the sperm, we have at the head region, the cap-like structure is there, and that cap-like structure is called the acrosome. Now, when the head penetrate the zona pellucida layer, the acrosome release multiple hydrolytic enzymes. Acrosome releases multiple hydrolytic enzymes by which it will penetrate the zona pellucida layer and enters into the plasma membrane, that is the perivitelline membrane. Okay, so the acrosomal reactions takes place by which it will easily move into the cytoplasm of the ovum, so that it will fuse the nucleus of the ovum. Now, after the hydrolytic enzymes released by the acrosome of the sperm, the only one sperm will enter into the plasma membrane or perivitelline membrane of the ovum. Now, the sperm will easily enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum. Okay. So look at here, when the nucleus of the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum, the small cortical granules present in the cytoplasm of the ovum. These are the cortical granules. What happens when the nucleus enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum? The cortical granules activate and it will prevent the polyspermy. Okay, so it will allow only one sperm to enter into the ovum and it will prevent the polyspermy. Okay, so what is the function of the cortical granules which are present in the cytoplasm of the ovum? It will prevent the polyspermy, so that only one sperm will enter into the ovum. Okay, now what happens? inside the ovum, we have a male nucleus and we have the female nucleus is there. Okay. Now it is the time for the fertilization. The fusion takes place between male and the female. When the fusion takes place, we have the diploid structure that is called the zygote. We know that the male nucleus contain aneuploidy, female nucleus will contain alploidy. So it will form the diploid zygote. When the zygote formed, the plasma membrane thickened itself and formed the zygotic membrane. Okay, membrane. So this is the all the process of the fertilization. Okay, now if we see the chromosomal pattern, in the human female, we have the XX, and the males we have the XY chromosome. In the female, the 100% chances that the X is there, and in the males we have 50% X and 50% Y. Okay. Now what happens if we see the probability that what are the chances of the zygote? Okay, what are the chances of the chromosomal pattern of the zygote? We have one chance is X fused with X, that forms XX, and this X fused with X, that forms XX. Okay. Now second is the this X fused with this Y, and this X fused with this Y. So we have XY, XY. So out of 100%, we have 2 XX, that is 50%, and we have 2 XY, that is 50%. So 50% of chances that the zygote is developed into the daughter, and 50% chances that zygote develops into the son. Okay, that is X and Y. So there are 50% of the chances that the zygote develop into female or develop into the male. So this is also called the sex determination. So this is all about the fertilization process. I hope these all events of the fertilization, the structure of the ovum, and how the sperm penetrate the different walls of the ovum and enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum, that process and that structure is very, very important for your board exam point of view. So I hope this fertilization process is clear to you all. If you like this lecture, like, share and subscribe my channel, that is Prep Biology. Keep studying, study hard, study smart. Thank you so much.